Okay, so this lesson is pretty interesting, I think, and it's an extra one because I wasn't actually planning to cover this. But I feel like this is pretty interesting given the fact that so many different platforms now claim to make UGC content, which is, avatars filming themselves speaking in front of a camera to talk about your brand or whatever it is. And they say, oh, this is going to replace UGC content, this is going to replace video testimonials, whatever else. And it's not very realistic. I mean, if you notice, most of the time in the promo videos, they're not talking, and there's a good reason for it. It's because the words don't line up with what's going on screen. It sounds very robotic. It's not great. So I was on a mission to create something better. And this is my process. And even with this process, it's not 100% realistic. I don't recommend having the avatar on a full screen because you will see that it's not the best quality unless you want to buy like the most expensive versions of each of the tools that we're going to be using. So you're probably going to have to still have the avatar somewhere in a corner of your video, but we'll get to that later. So for the process, we start off with Midjourney. The Midjourney text-to-image creation platform allows you to go to the Create tab and essentially generate a bunch of different images by typing in a prompt right here up at the top. So the prompt that I put in, you can see on the right-hand side, it says testimonial, selfie, European man, neutral facial expression, and then we have some additional settings below that. For example, no smile, so you can put that in by saying -- space smile. That simply lets it know that I don't want this specific thing. In this case, it was a smile because we did have a problem with some of them smiling. And the reason why that's a problem is because we're adding a facial expression onto the character, and instead of allowing the AI later on to do that in the video, which makes it so that the character is always smiling all throughout the video, which we do not really want. So that's why we did that. Then we have the aspect ratio. I did keep it horizontal, although I have tested vertical. The problem is just that sometimes with the vertical, I don't like the way that it cuts off the shoulders. So I thought, you know what, let's keep it on there. If I have to, I'll crop it later. The style is raw. That's the setting that you have to put on to kind of give it a little bit more of a realistic feel, I guess, kind of tell the AI to lay off the polishing of the image, so to speak. The stylized is pretty similar. It kind of adds a little bit of like more detail, a little bit, gives the AI a little freedom to work with the image. But if you set it to 0, you can get even more realistic settings or realistic results. So you can go ahead and give that a try as well. And I also have the personalized setting on, which can be turned on right here in the prompt bar. You have all these different settings. So down here at the bottom left, this is where I turned it on, and essentially means that I'm using what I already taught AI, right? So what I like, what I dislike, and you can do that on the left-hand side where you can see the personalized tab. Anyway, so now that we've gone through that, I've actually generated the image already, and I'll just show you what it is that I did. So like I said, with that prompt, I generated this image, and I immediately downloaded the image and took it to a tool called Magnific. Magnific allows you to essentially upscale, meaning improve the quality of images that you upload. So right here on the left-hand side, I chose Magnific Upscaler. I uploaded the photo. I set it to optimize for portraits, and everything else I pretty much kept the same and clicked Upscale. This is a paid tool, but I believe that when you pay for it for 1 month, you actually get a bunch of credits that you can just keep using. And honestly, if you're not doing this every single day, those credits are probably going to be, they're probably going to stick around for a while. So yeah, that's what I did, and I upscaled, and this is the result. We can drag this over, and you can see that on the right-hand side, we have a lot more details in the face, right? So the left one is the original image that we uploaded, and then the one on the right is after passing it through the Magnific Upscale tool. And we can see a lot more detail in the image, and that's exactly what I want. I use Magnific to give a little bit more realism to my already semi-realistic photos. So once I do that, I'm going to actually jump into preparing the script and the voice. So the way that I prepare the voice is I go to ElevenLabs, which is another tool that we've already covered, and we go to voices and add new voice on the right-hand side. When I do that, I go into voice design and I type in a prompt right up here where it says prompt. Right now it says an old British male, and all the other details. This is a default. The text, the preview is also kind of a default thing that's already put in there. But what I typically put in is, and you can see this right here under Michael Realistic, it says American male, expressive, realistic, and unedited quality. And this is the exact prompt that I put in there. And the reason why is because, well, obviously American male, that's just something that I wanted to put in this time. I also had put in, I believe it was middle-aged male, something like that, right? So, but essentially this is kind of what I put in: middle-aged American male, expressive, realistic, and unedited quality, right? And so the voice that I got, we're actually going to be using. But what I'm typically listening out for is I want to hear the expressions, right? So for example, when we go to create a voice, the text preview I actually edit. I add exclamation marks, I add words in all caps that I want emphasized. I really allow it to kind of pass on some sort of emotion to the listener to make sure that the voice that I generate works for me. And when you click generate voice, you do get 3 different options. So you can just keep going, keep clicking generate voice until one of the options that you like, one of the options you actually like, and then you can simply save it, right? So we're not going to be doing that right now because, again, we've already covered this tool specifically in another part of the course, in the audio part of the course, but we are going to be moving on to actually generating the script and the voice for the specific character. So I've actually done that as well, and you can see this is what it looks like. I have the AI course kind of testimonial, and typically I write this myself. I don't like to give ChatGPT or any other AI this task because it needs to be very, very realistic. And sometimes you might want to add things like, things in brackets if you want to kind of have it mentioned under the breath, right? So for example, they say, oh, I'm looking for something that's great, if you want to call it that, and blah, 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 right? So that if you want to call it that would typically be in brackets if you're writing the script for it. The words in all caps are the ones where you would hear the emphasis put on these words. And yeah, you can put things in like the word like and things of that nature, again, to kind of make it seem a little bit more realistic. On the right hand side, these are my settings. I chose the voice. This is the Michael voice that I once again labeled as realistic. The stability is at 50%, similarity is at 75%. I've not really changed these since the default, but I did add style exaggeration to give it a little bit more emotion. So let's go ahead and listen to what this sounds like.
The AI course was kind of a nice change of pace because I was looking for a course specifically dedicated to the practical use cases instead of like theory and what else is out there and all that stuff. I'm super happy, and I'll be honest, I'm quite certain that you would be happy with it too.
So there you go. You have that kind of raspiness to it. The quality is not perfect, right? And I didn't want the quality to be perfect because in the image that we generated, he's filming it on his phone, and we even have him standing outside. So for that outside effect, we can actually go to the sound effects tab on the left-hand side and create a sound effect like I did here. So I simply typed in outdoors, wind and birds, distant cars, and we got several different options. I like the third one, so I'm going to play it for you right here, and you can hear for yourself what we can actually add to the video. Maybe lower the volume of it a little bit to have it as background noise, but it does add a level of realism. So there you go. And I'm going to maybe even play this again for you and go back to the image so you can kind of compare and see if it gives off the same environment that that I was trying to go for. So let's go ahead and do that. Right, so we can use this, we cannot use it. It depends if we keep the background or not, because that's kind of the outdoor context. But yeah, I do have this typically just in case. Anyway, now that we've done this, we can actually go to download the voice right here. When we generate the voice that we wanted, we click, after clicking generate speech and generating it, we can go to the bottom right and download the voice straight to our device. And once we're done with that, we're gonna jump into Runway. Runway is a text or image to video tool, even video to video. In our case, we're going to be using the Gen 3 Alpha Turbo version to create a video from our upscaled image that we generated. So I simply upload the image right here. Again, we cover this specific tool in the video part of the course. So I'm not gonna go into all the details, but the prompt here on the left-hand side that you can see is pretty simple, right? We have steady shot, man talking, 10 seconds, just to give us enough time to kind of allow the character to have various emotions or facial expressions and movements. We click generate, and once it generates, this is what we have on the right hand side. So now with this, we're going to download it. So just below the video, click download, and we're going to go to a tool I created using AI, which I'll show you also in another kind of extra video in addition to this course. And the tool is actually Frame Grabber. So you can find this in the description. You can use it for yourself because it is part of this process, and it allows you to upload a video. So in our case, we upload the runway video and grab a bunch of different frames. So for us, 30 frames, equal intervals, extract frames. We've already done that, and we simply download all of them to our device. Once we've done that, we go to the HeyGen tool. The HeyGen tool specializes in creating these sort of speaking, talking avatars with AI voiceovers. And the thing here is, this is not, again, it's not perfect. It's not the ideal output, I would say, for now. Like, you're not going to be able to, you're not going to be kind of confused between, is this AI or not? However, this is, from my experience, one of the better tools that can get the job done. And when we come here, we're gonna do the best that we can to create that character by simply taking all the frames, clicking create photo avatar, clicking upload, and uploading all of them right here. And this includes the original image as well that we upscaled specifically, because we're gonna be using that for later. So we're gonna upload all the images here, and then simply click upload. It's going to verify. You're going to go through a process of verification. It's going to take a little bit of time, but once you do that, you're going to be right back here, and we can go ahead and cancel because I already have it. And this is what it's going to look like. So we're going to have a bunch of different frames uploaded here. So the system kind of knows what the avatar looks like with different facial expressions. And once we're done with that, we're going to go to create video on the left hand side, avatar video. In this case, create landscape video. And here we're going to, on the left, choose photo avatar, select the one that we want to use, find ideally the photo that is the original. So here I can tell that the video generated with runway, all the frames kind of have him looking a little, the skin tone is a little bit darker. So I can spot the original right here pretty easily. Gonna go ahead and click on that one because it's the best quality. I only want the others to kind of be used for like inspiration almost for, what the character looks like. And yeah, after that, we're going to remove this on the right hand side. You can see on the timeline. Maybe I can even zoom in a little bit, or it's a bit too much. But yeah, you can see where it says welcome to the new era of video creation. This is a kind of demo default voice recording, which we want to remove. And simply, let's go ahead and remove that. And simply click upload audio and upload the audio that we're going to be using. Okay, so we've done that. We have this uploaded right here. Michael, realistic. So I've already done this before. I'm just kind of showing you the process leading up to it. And we're going to click submit, and it's going to ask you to give a name, choose the resolution and everything. If you want the watermark, all these details. And when you click submit, it might take a little bit, from a few minutes to maybe a few hours, depending on whether or not you have enough credits and so on. And then once you're done with that, you're going to have a fully finished video. So let's go ahead and see what that video looks like. It's going to be under projects. You can simply find it right here. Oh, I think this is the draft video. So this is the one that I finished before. So let's go ahead and watch it, and we'll spot the challenges, the problems with this video, and how we can actually work with it.
The AI course was kind of a nice change of pace because I was looking for a course specifically dedicated to the practical use cases instead of like theory and what else is out there and all that stuff. I'm super happy, and I'll be honest, I'm quite certain that you would be happy with it too.
So this one, the problem is again, it's still pretty robotic, and I think you can keep generating them, and maybe get different results, and play around with that a little bit. For this example, we're not really going to be doing that. I think this is fine if you kind of, again, you don't have it as a full screen. You don't necessarily have him as the focus of attention, right? So I'm going to take this video and upload it to something like Canva. Now in Canva, I can simply go to uploads, upload the video, and have him just kind of without any background. So I click the background remover up at the top, and this is what we have. And then we can go ahead and go into preview to see what this would look like as an actual ad, for example.
The AI course was kind of a nice change of pace because I was looking for a course specifically dedicated to the practical use cases instead of like theory and what else is out there and all that.
I think it was a little
The
bit,
AI course was kind
I think it was a little bit laggy. So let's go ahead and try again.
The AI course was kind of a nice change of pace because I was looking for a course specifically dedicated to the practical use cases instead of like theory and what else is out there and all that stuff. I'm super happy, and I'll be honest, I'm quite certain that you would be happy with it too.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys are seeing the same thing. It was a little bit laggy for me, but either way, I'm going to attach this to this lesson, to this content as well. You're probably gonna find in the description, just so you can get a feel for what it might look like.
The AI course was kind of a nice change of pace because I was looking for a course specifically dedicated to the practical use cases instead of like theory and what else is out there and all that stuff. I'm super happy, and I'll be honest, I'm quite certain that you would be happy with it too.
Again, you can try to generate as many of these videos as you want. Simply every single time you go into HeyGen, you go through the same process of selecting the avatar and uploading the voice and clicking generate. And hopefully you'll get something that you can really work with. Right now, I do see some movement issues, but again, this is far better than some of the other avatars that I've seen. And even if you go to HeyGen and you go to some of their templates and you look around for other videos as examples, you'll see what I'm talking about, right? Some of them really the movements don't line up. The voice is not realistic, and I feel like the voice is something that is incredibly important for something like this, right? Because as far as for the facial expressions and things of that nature, I can again have him in the corner of a video. I can have him in the, in the shot, in the frame for a very limited amount of time. I can work with it. But when the voice is bad, that's when it's really, really problematic. So I feel like ElevenLabs is doing a lot of the heavy lifting with the AI voice. So yeah, that's how you can create these types of avatars that are, a little better than what you would typically see. Again, I think as the technology improves, as my process improves, I will be giving you updates as well. And if you notice something, don't be afraid to reach out, share it, share it with the community. I think people are going to be very, very happy because this can be a very interesting thing to use in your business, especially if you need a kind of explainer video tutorial, or in some cases, again, a testimonial. So thank you for watching. Hope you found it useful. And yeah, good luck with your AI avatar creation.